Today we're going to be looking at a clip of two kids sparring really hard. I found this little video on Instagram and I started watching. I went, no, the coach wouldn't let them do that, but he's standing right there. We're going to do a full breakdown of this video. So I'm reacting. Today I'm reacting to this video and we are going to take a look and see exactly what happens. I want to start off and say I'm not a big fan of kids sparring really hard. And there's a lot of science out there that it's more traumatic for kids to take impact to the head. Probably number one, their brain's not fully developed, but number two, their neck muscles are not strong enough to hold their head in place. We have lots of neck training exercises. I have something up there which will help you strengthen that area. So if you do get hit, you can tighten the muscles and stop sort of the whiplash motion. But kids have bigger heads than adults in general, and those neck muscles are weak. So I'm not a big advocate for this, but let's take a look at what happens in this video. First of all, we're gonna notice a size discrepancy. Little kid on the hunt, and he's just trekking forward. He's pushing this. Look at that one more time. Good solid hands, rushing in. The bigger guy, he throws a knee up, boom, right up almost head level. And these guys, they don't have knee pads on, and that would have very easily right there been knee to the face. Knee to the face can either mean something broken, very easy, nose crunched or cheekbones even caved in if it's bad enough, but it can also equal very easily cuts. So I want to see that one more time. What's happening here? Attack, swinging. He leans forward and wow, these guys are just trucking forward. Nice front kick there. And then the little kid who knocks him down is like, what? These kids have some attitude. And you'll notice the coach in the background just watching. He's never like, oh yeah, we'll go lighter. He's just letting them do their thing. Well, let's continue on. They touch gloves, a little bit of respect. Lots of wild motions. Whoa, that was a nice sweep there. One kid goes to throw the round kick, the other guy's just a little bit faster and catches that lead leg. Remember, as you elevate, if you start disconnecting too much from the floor, this leg is very exposed to getting swept out. So you do want to lift your weight, but you don't want to be coming up too high. From there, again, same thing, except this time the little guy gets swept down. He throws his jump kick, he lands, but his weight is not set strong enough yet, and he just gets swept out. Moving forward, spinning kicks, the little guy just trucking forward, walks into a cross. He looks like he's always on the hunt, the smaller of the two. Whoa, big spinning side kick. Obviously, as a professional fighter, a world champion, I'm an advocate for, yes, we need to spar. I don't think we can get away with sort of that new perception that Max Holloway is selling everybody, like, oh yeah, I don't spar anymore. I think what he means is he doesn't spar crazy hard, because some people call sparring essentially fights. Like a fight is sparring. They're almost very similar. And Max Holloway, he's toned it down. Okay, that's great. Doesn't mean you're not sparring. You're not getting in and moving around and reacting to somebody at maybe 50%. These kids though are going too hard for what I like to see for young people. First of all, there's a couple times in there where they throw techniques with bad intentions. Case in point, the spinning side kick. If you throw a spinning side kick and it knocks somebody way backwards, what would have happened if their arms weren't there? It would have gone right into their stomach. And maybe that's okay, wind gets knocked out of you. But what happens if the heel hits a rib and all of a sudden we have cracked bones? There are so many instances in this video where people are throwing and they don't happen to destroy each other simply because things are not landing flush. But that doesn't mean they can't. And that's something that we want to remember when we're watching videos of people sparring, kids sparring. Maybe their accuracy is not as good as adults yet, but that doesn't mean that at some point they're gonna throw, they're gonna land, and the other kid is gonna be either really hurt to the body or unconscious laying on the ground. And I ask, why? Why are we doing this at that age? Yes, we wanna be tough. And when I look back on my early stages, when I was about 12, 13, I was in the adult class, and there were times people were really trying to hurt me. And I go, why the heck was that happening? Now, it made me tough. Granted, and these kids in this video, they're gonna be very tough by the time they reach those later teenage years, but you have to find that balance, in my opinion, between hard sparring, which is prepping you up, and hard sparring, which is gonna damage you. And adults can think the same way as well. I wanna go through and watch that whole thing one more time. There we go, little kid trucking forward, big knee. I like that front kick, very good defensive work. I like how they touch gloves. I'm gonna watch the coach in the back and see if he sort of reacts to anything. Lots and lots of aggression from both these guys. I'm assuming this is a gym over in China or somewhere in Asia just because of the writing which is on the mats. And I would suspect that over there, from what I've heard, they're gonna push their athletes much harder than we will see over here at young ages. Actually, when I fought in China, one of the 4 times I've been there, we had a tour guide or somebody like a translator on the bus, and he was saying essentially, if at the age of 3 to 4 years old, the little girls or little boys who are going to be gymnasts, who are going to be in the Olympics, if they're not already doing the sport, it's too late for them. At 3 or 4, they're already literally molding their bodies, like teaching the little kids how to bend backwards and touch the ground. My back just popped trying to do that. And overall, just basically saying that at 3 or 4, that's the starting point. Anything past that is too late, and they're serious at that point. So the video we saw today of the kids sparring, these guys could have been doing this for a long time already. I would guess they're kind of like 10, 11-ish in there. And they're looking good, no doubt. But I still just get a little cringy when I see kids sparring that hard, because you can be sure if you do rounds like that twice a week, maybe 3 or 4 rounds like that twice a week, these kids have been dummied around a lot already, and the science shows that it's extra dangerous for kids. So that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching these little guys give us some good action and it didn't bother you too much. Keep in mind, if you're somebody who's running a gym or you're in charge of a kids program, I would suggest minimizing the impact to the head. Sometimes when I tell my students, oh, we're gonna go a little harder today, I'll say, we're just going shoulders down, so that nobody is taking any massive, massive damage up to the head. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please give it a like. If you haven't already, join the channel, get subscribed, train hard. I'll see you back here soon for another episode.